I shouldn't be doing this, but I am. Hello, 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 my name is Z and I go by they, them pronouns. Today I'm going to be telling you which books I'm bringing to college. I'm currently going into my sophomore year at Ithaca College and I am bringing way more books than I should have. I don't even remember how many books I brought last year, but I feel like I'm bringing more this year, which is a bad sign, but I'm doing it anyways. So let's just get into this list. Now I separated them into two different categories. One are books that I've read that are like my comfort books, and then the second is like my to be read books. So I'm going to start with the comfort books, and if you just want to skip to my to be read, I'll leave the timestamp right here. And yeah, so basically my comfort books are really just ones that I read when I'm sad, or I reread specific scenes, or I just can't leave without these books. I need to have them with me at all times. Most of them are from my favorite shelf, or they would have been on my favorite shelf if they weren't in another shelf. That's why my favorite shelf is looking pretty sad right now. So yeah, let's start with the probably worst decision of this, and that decision is that I'm bringing all of my volumes of Saga with me. I did this last year because this one was coming out and I wanted, when I get a new one, I reread all of them. So yeah, but I can't leave them here. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my god, I love this series so much. It's a graphic novel series where these two are star-crossed lovers, and it's narrated by their daughter Hazel, and I love her and I love their story, and it's just so good. It's sci-fi and kind of fantasy because the creatures and there's magic in it, and it's just about a family trying to live their life happily, and I sob reading this. Even though it's one of my comfort books, I sob. And I'm counting this as one. So, even though there's 9 of them, which should probably tell me to not do this. And then I'm also bringing up the first 2 volumes of Fence because the third one came out. It's already out. You can go buy it now. But I haven't gotten it yet, and when I get it, I'm going to reread these 2 and then read the third one because it helps me get reoriented with the world and stuff. So Fence is about this boy named Nicholas. He's the main character, even though arguably everyone's the main character, but it's he goes to this he gets a scholarship to go to this school for fencing, and it's just about fencing and the stuff within it, and all the drama, and hopefully there's gonna be a romance between these two, but it's good either way. Sticking with the graphic novel theme, I'm taking the first 2 volumes of Heartstopper. I know I can just read these online, but they're my children, and I can't separate myself from these boys. I can't. This story has helped me in so many ways. I literally reread this comic whenever I'm so sad. It helps me so much, so I just need them with me. And speaking of that, if you want to read the Heartstopper comic, it's ongoing online if you don't want to buy these, but you should to support the artist. I'll link the links in the description down below. One's on Tumblr, and that's heartstoppercomic.tumblr.com, and the other is on Tapaz. I don't think I say that word right, but whatever. Heartstopper is about these 2 boys, Nick and Charlie, and they fall in love, and it's beautiful and it's so cute, and I love them so much. More on the form of graphic novelish stuff. I have 2 mangas that I'm bringing down. First is my favorite manga series, Junjo Romantica. I know this series is very problematic and it has some really messed up stuff in it, but I love it all the same, and it gets better over time. Where the manga is now, it's so much better than the first issue, but I still am bringing this with me because I just like to reread it. Junjo Romantica is about this boy named Misaki. He was doing bad in school, so he gets tutored by his brother's best friend, and then in the end, stuff happens where he has to move in with that best friend, and then sexual stuff ensues, and then romance follows. And if you just get past the first couple of issues, I promise. No, I don't. It's just for me. I just love it so much. Which brings me to the next one, which is No Touching at All. This is a standalone manga, and it's so beautiful, and I reread this all the time. It's amazing. And this is about these two co-workers that start like a friends with benefits relationship, but then like obviously more ensues, and it's really cute, and the art in it is so beautiful. Oh my god. Now on to actual books. I'll take my arguably favorite book of all time, which is actually in competition right now, and that's Two Boys Kissing by David Levitan. Oof, this book. This is a book that I just need to have with me. Like, I don't really plan to read it. Like, I kind of do want to reread it, but I don't really plan to, and I just need it with me at all times because the story. It's basically like 5 stories in one, but it's narrated by a group of gay men that have died because of AIDS in the past, and it's just so beautiful, and it's so short. Like, come on, read this book. It's amazing. And then the book that is up like for competition for favorite book of all time is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I just reread this, and I kind of want to reread it again because it just makes me so happy. It makes me believe in love, makes me believe for the future. It makes me believe, and I need this book when I'm sad. I literally really want to reread it again, but I really should wait like a couple of months and then I'll reread it. So obviously I'm bringing this book with me. This is by Keith McQuiston, and if you don't know what it's about the first son of the United States who falls in love with the prince of England, and it's like basically how they navigate that and stuff like that, and it's beautiful. And then we have a classic LGBT book. Not classic, it's Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I really just reread the scenes in this that are like cute and stuff, especially when Simon finds out who Blue is. That just, my heart, and then like everything after that is just so beautiful, and I love it. It's so cute. If you don't know what Simon vs. is about, who are you? You should know what this book's about. But it's about this closeted boy named Simon who starts messaging this other gay boy online, and they like do that throughout the book, and like they like fall in love obviously, and all this other shit happens, but it's like who's Blue, which is the name they go by, and it's just like beautiful. You should I feel like everyone knows what Simon vs. is about by now. Same with this next book. Next I'm bringing Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Oh my god, love this book so much. It's about these two boys named Aristotle and Dante, and this one there's more something. It's about these two boys named Aristotle and Dante who develop a really good friendship, and more stuff happens, and it's not just about the romance, there's also like stuff with the main character Aristotle and like his family and stuff, and everything in this book is beautiful, and I love it so much, and the writing is phenomenal. It's by Benjamin Elier-Seans. This is by Becky Albertalli. I keep forgetting to do all these things. Next for my comfort books, I'm bringing Carry On by Rainbow Rowell because the sequel is coming out soon in September, and I want to reread this before the sequel comes out, and plus I need this with me because I reread scenes of this all the time. Oh my god, it's so cute. Yeah, I'm very excited for the sequel. I feel like everyone knows what Carry On is about, and I don't really know how to explain it, so if you don't, please go look it up on Goodreads because it's a really good book. Next we have another one of my favorite books, and that's The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. This book I relate so much. There's a fat MC. It's beautiful. The romance in it is so good, and I relate so much. Oh my god, I love it so much. It's so cute. It's about this girl named Molly, right? Wait, is her name Molly? Yeah, okay. Her name is Molly. Okay. It's about this girl named Molly who has had like a list of like 26 unrequited like crushes and stuff, and it's her like trying to like make one of those requited or whatever, and it's just so cute, and I'm obsessed. I want to reread this. I want to reread so many things. And then the final book for my comfort books is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. She also writes the Heartstopper comics, and I love this story so much. I reread so many scenes from this book too, and it just makes me feel not alone. It's about this girl named Frances and this boy named Alid, and their struggles with the struggles with society, like putting school pressure on them of like going to university and all that kind of stuff, meanwhile figuring out who they are. And it's beautiful. Like, if you haven't read this book, read it. I swear it will help you. It helped me. Especially like college students or like people going to college should read this book. Like, oof. So that's it for my comfort books. I'm now going to be going into my to be read books, and the first ones I'm gonna like pick out are the ones I'm still reading. And the first one is The Green Mile by Stephen King. This is about this guy named Paul and his like time working as an like supervisor for death row, and they call it the Green Mile. And the inmates that there, and one special one called John Coffey, who is a man that's accused of murder, and there's like a whole lot of like magical realism in it, and it's really beautiful. Like, so far, like, I've seen the movie, but I'm finally reading the book, and that makes me happy, so hopefully it's good. Next we have Anne of Green Gables. Everyone should know what this is about, and I am highlighting it because I like to do that. I have a lot of this to go, but I'm only like, there's no pressure for me to read this. I'm just like going really slowly for this. Taking my time because I love the show Anne with an E. Amazing show. Amazing. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. If you don't know what Anne of Green Gables is about, it's about this girl named Anne who goes to Green Gables because the two people that live there, Marilla and Matthew, their two siblings, they wanted to adopt a boy to work on their farm, but they got her instead by accident, and then in the end they decided to keep her. And it's like there's family story and like her, and like it's just beautiful. I'm just thinking about the TV show. You should go watch the show. It's amazing, and there's like LGBT in it. Oof. And then we have a book that I'm planning on finishing this week actually, but I'm still gonna bring it down, and that's What It Means When a Man Falls from the Sky by Leslie Nicket Arma. It's a book of short stories. They're all really like powerful and stuff, and even if I finish it this week, I'm still gonna bring it down because it's gonna help me write my own short stories. Like, this girl's amazing. And the final book that I'm in the middle of that I don't really plan to read, but I like pick up chapters here and there, and that is A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. This is the second book in a Song of Ice and Fire series, which is like what Game of Thrones is based off of. And yeah, I'm like almost halfway through this, so you guys should know what this is about. If you don't know what Game of Thrones is, it's Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna explain what this is about. I feel like everyone knows what it's about. Okay, now we have like completely new to be read books, and the first one is another big high fantasy book, and that's The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the Stormlight Archive series, and I've been wanting to read this for a while now, and I just got it. And yeah, it's another like high fantasy book, so I'm not gonna try explaining it because I haven't read it and I don't know how to explain it, so go look it up if you're interested in that. Then we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I'm going to be reading this in October for like a spooky kind of thing, with like two other books that I'll show after this one. And yeah, y'all know what Frankenstein is about. I'm not gonna even bother explaining. Another October spooky book is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. It's about this girl named Susie Salmon who dies, and she's like looking at her family like afterwards and like sees the repercussions and all that kind of stuff, and she has to like help her family figure out the murder because she was murdered. Still don't know if that's a spoil. I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. I only saw the movie and I wanted to read the book. And the final spooky book for October is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This is a thriller, and it's basically where a nanny is like accused of murder, and she's writing about her side of the story from jail to like a lawyer. And it's like a smart house, so like all these kind of things go wrong, or like the kids that she nannies for are like evil or weird or whatever, and I'm excited. And then we have Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst. This is a sapphic romance and in a fantasy setting where one princess was betrothed to a noble or something, and she like falls in love with the noble's sister, and it's supposed to be really cute, and I'm really excited. And the sequel just came out, which made me want to get the first one. Then we have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I read the Darker Shade of Magic series in July, and it made me want to read more of her books, so I chose Vicious next, even though it does have a sequel, and I'm gonna have to buy that after I read this. But yes, I'm very excited for this. It's about these boys named Victor and Eli. They're not boys, they're like men, but they discover a way to get like superpowers, but they're not gonna be like superheroes or like evil. They're vicious, I guess. Then we have With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Don't know if I'm saying her name right, I'm so sorry. It's about this teen mom who wants to be a chef, but she doesn't doesn't think she can because of her like responsibility. But then like there's this competition and she enters, I guess, and yeah, and it's just really pretty. Like, look at this book cover, it's so cute. And then look at the hardback. Oh my god, look at that. That's gorgeous. Ugh. I just love beautiful books. Then we have a memoir, and it's Boy Erased by Gerard Connolly. This is basically about a gay man who is a son of a Baptist pastor, and I believe he goes to like a conversion camp. Yeah, and it's basically a memoir of identity, faith, and family. And even though I'm an atheist, I think I would like this. And this cover is just literally, it's beautiful. Like, my god. Next, we have Snow Falling by Jane Gloriana Villanueva. This is a book from the TV show Jane the Virgin. Like, this is the book that she writes in the show. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It's basically like another take on her life, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this except for like you should watch the show. This is not like the show. The show is about a girl who gets artificially. No wait. Jane the Virgin, the show, is about a girl who gets accidentally artificially inseminated, and it's like a telenovela, and it's just a whirlwind of amazingness and tears and laughter and amazing. So I'm excited to read this. And like they even did like an author thing for like the character. I think that's so cool. Even the acknowledgements, it's like the character actually wrote this. This is so cool. I love this. Two more books. I am bringing down so many books. This is such a bad decision, but like I need books, you know? I'm a mood reader, so I need like a lot of books to choose from, or else I'm not going to be able to read anything. And so the second to last book I'm bringing is Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emmich with Stephen Levison, Benj Pasek, and Justin Paul, who created the musical. Yeah, this is basically a novelization of the musical Dear Evan Hansen, where this boy named Evan Hansen fabricates a relationship with this other boy named Connor who kills himself, and it's about the lies and like how Evan like felt alone and like why he did it and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm excited because this came out last year and my friends read it and they loved it, and so I just really want to be able to talk about it with them, even though I don't think it's that different from the musical. This cover is also beautiful. Like, oh my god, like literally me with all these books. And the final to be read book that I'm bringing down to college with me is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, everyone on BookTube knows about this book. Everyone's hyped this for like a year now probably. But yeah, I haven't read this. It's about this starlet. It's about this old Hollywood like starlet getting interviewed by this girl, and it's like about her past and her like 7 husbands, and I don't really know how to explain it because I haven't read it, and I'm excited. I just wanted to read this, so hopefully I'll pick it up soon. And yeah, those are all the books I'm bringing to college. I am going to cry packing all these because I shouldn't be doing this, but I am. Anyways, so that's the end of this video. If you support my decision to bring all these books, give me a thumbs up. And if you don't support my decision, give me a thumbs up so I can say to my mom that you support my decision. I make bookish and writing related content on my channel, so if you think that'll interest you, go check it out and subscribe if you want to see more. All of my links will be in the description box down below if you want to chat with me or just like follow me, whatever. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope to see you soon.